Good morning. We're here today to pick some elderflower. It is now the 5th of June and elderflower starts blossoming end of May, beginning of June. We need the elderflower that is completely out in flower. So that one is out in flower because we need as much pollen as possible to do what we want to do with it. That one hasn't come out yet. And that one, you can see, has more or less finished, so we don't want any of those. So the elderflower we are going to pick is going to look like that. What we're going to do with it today is we're going to do 4 things. We're going to learn how to make elderflower tea. We are going to dry some to keep it for the future because fresh elderflower won't keep, obviously, for any length of time. We're going to make some elderflower syrup, which will also be a preserved form of elderflower, and we are going to make some elderflower fritters. Very yummy. Any herb or plant that you pick that you want to do anything with, you have to pick it on a bright sunny day after the dew has gone from the plant. So it's now around about 10 o'clock in the morning and it's been sunshiny all morning and the plant is still a little bit wet. Not ideal. I'd prefer it to be a little drier than that, but it has rained quite a lot in the night. So this is what we're going to pick today. Pick the whole flower like that. And then just remember that all these plants are wild, and if it belongs to anybody else you need to get their permission to pick it. And also, when you do pick anything that you're allowed to pick, leave behind quite a lot of it, otherwise it won't set berries and seeds, because in the autumn we'll come back and we'll get elderflower berries to make elderflower berry syrup or wine or jelly. I love elderberry jelly. So here's our lovely basket full of elderflowers now. One thing I forgot to tell you is whenever you pick a plant in the wild or even in your garden, if you have animals, always pick from above waist height, because there's a chance that an animal, even if it's domestic dogs or a fox, whatever, can have weed on the bottom bit and soiled it. So always pick from waist height and above. So we're going to go home now and then we will show you what to do with that. Now that we're home, the first thing I'm going to do with this elderflower is spread it out on this piece of paper. This is a clean bit of couch roll that I've got. You can use any paper that you like as long as it's nice and clean, and any colour, it doesn't really matter. And the reason I am going to do that is because I don't really want to wash this elderflower. We've picked it from quite high. It rained last night, so it should be quite clean. But I do want the insects to crawl out of it. And the minute you pick a flower, the insects will think, don't like that, and they will get the hell out of there. So all I'm going to do is spread that all over here. I don't know if you can see that, but you can already see all the insects are crawling out of the elderflower. So you just leave it there and they'll all climb out and then we'll have nice clean elderflower after that. You may notice I've changed my clothes, and that is because I was completely covered in pollen and flowers when I got home. So best thing to do is strip it all off, throw it in the washing machine. One of the exciting things you can do with fresh elderflower is to make elderflower fritters. And for that I've chosen some quite nice big bracts of flowers. You can see that they're already wilting quite a bit, so you need to pick the elderflower and do this quite quickly. So some nice big bracts like that. So that's our elderflower. we're going to make a batter to dip that in, and for the batter you will need 150 ml of water, 125 grams of plain flour, 2 tablespoons of oil, 25 grams of caster sugar, oil for frying, and 2 egg whites. With these 4 ingredients here, I am going to put them all in this bowl. And then, because I'm not proud about using machines in the kitchen, hang on, I'm just going to get another spoon for that. I'm going to use a hand whisk to beat that all up. You'll see that that's made quite a nice smooth paste. I'm going to leave that for half an hour now, so that the flour absorbs all the water and oil. Just leave it standing in room temperature. You don't need to put it in a fridge or anything, just leave that out. There you go. All done. And cover it with cling film because you don't want it to go dry. There. Okay, that's going to stand for half an hour. I've washed the whisk ends here, and now the 2 egg whites that we had, I'm going to whisk that up. It's still quite runny, but it's got lots and lots of nice air in it now. Okay, that's about what you need to do with it. The batter that we made earlier has been standing now for about half an hour, and what we need to do now is fold the egg whites into the batter. This is a horrible job and it takes ages. Don't rush it. You just need to fold it in exactly as you'd make any other batter. Well, it's just a batter recipe really, so make sure you fold that in well. All mixed up now. It does take time and you really do need to be patient with it, otherwise you lose all the air from the egg. So there you go, we've got a lovely batter now. Frying pan is on. Add quite a nice amount of oil, quite a deep amount. There you go. Let that heat up nicely. It's got to be hot for frying, otherwise you'll just get a soggy mess in there. And if you're not 100% sure, cut up some bread, wait for that to get hot. If you put the bread in there, it should go brown fairly quickly when it's reached the right temperature. Now what we're going to do is dip the elderflower in the batter. Like that. Actually, these green stalky bits are quite good for holding it. Please remember that hot oil is very, very, very dangerous and causes very nasty burns, so be careful with it. I think that's about ready now, so I'm just going to, yeah, perfect. So you can see the bread is sizzling nicely. I'm going to take that out, not put my hands anywhere near it, and then I'm going to put, so you take the elderflower out, just drain some of the batter off it, try and spread it out a wee bit, put it in there. Need to work fairly quickly. Now, if I were a bit cleverer, I'd have got them all nicely spread out, but that's okay. Nothing in life is perfect. Okay, that's the first one that went in, so I'm going to turn that one over. Whoa, that looks nice. Actually, I'm going to turn that oil down a bit, that looks a little bit too hot. Turn that one over. And that one, it's probably a good idea to have 2 spoons anyway, because it's easier to turn it. Turn that one over. And that one over. I've had them cooking now for about 5 minutes on this lower heat. So it's not quite right down low, but almost. There. In that 5 minutes, I've turned them over several times, and you can see they've gone a lovely golden colour. That's about the right colour for them. So I've turned off the heat on the frying pan, and all I'm going to do with these is put them on some kitchen foil to drain. And then we're going to eat them. Yeah! This has been out of the fat for 5-ish minutes. This is the only time of year you can make elderflower fritters, so I'm so excited. Yummy! Perfect.